Okay, I want to look at these papers for you that you sent and help you to make some of the changes that you need to make. Um, so you say at the beginning here, nowadays mobile phones are a big part, you should say, of our lives. With technological developments, make sure you spell that developments word correctly. Classical cell phones, probably not classical. You want to say something like old cell phones, or the cell phones that we used to use turn into smartphones. Well, you would say something along the lines of the cell phones that we used to use turn into smartphones, which we spend our time with in the application stores. So I assume you're talking about like Google Play and the Apple Store. There was too many. Probably you want to say there are too many applications. Kinds of applications is not necessary. Classical mobile phones, or maybe original mobile phones, or mobile phones that we had before smartphones, become smartphones with these applications. What is the effect of these apps on our lives? What is the effect for us? Okay, so good topic sentence here. Or not really a topic sentence, rather. These are some good questions. First of all, we assume that we spend too much time. Don't forget, when you have too plus an adjective, you need to make sure that that agrees with the noun that follows it. And here, this noun is a countable noun, so you don't want to say too many times. Sorry, uncountable noun. You want to say too much time, since it is uncountable with mobile phones because of these applications. Go ahead and spell that out. When we start the day, you should say, not when we started today, or when we start the day, we say to ourselves, I should check my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter account. And each application we spend, and on each application we spend lots of time, or we spend lots of time on each application. That would probably be a little bit better. In the afternoon, in the night, briefly. No, you don't want to say briefly. You just want to say in the afternoon, in the night. In other words, all the time we check our accounts or play games. It's a huge waste of time. On the other hand, we chat with people with these apps very easily, or you can say we easily chat. This is an adverb. You can put that before the verb. Even those people whom we haven't met before. We prefer chatting on the phone with apps instead of getting together and going somewhere to meet. People start to forget face-to-face conversation. They think writing to their friends, because you have they, so you don't want to say his. They think writing to their friends is more quick, but you should probably want to say they think writing to their friends is quicker and easier, but it causes people to become, not turn to unsocial, but it causes people to become unsocial. And don't say unsocial people, you can just say unsocial. To sum up, mobile phone technology develop let's see here. To sum up, mobile phones technology development. Okay, this is a devrik cümle. O zaman ne yapacaksınız? You should say, of course, mobile phone. Of course, the development of mobile phone technology makes life easier. So, to sum up, you can either say to sum up or of course, but don't say both of them. To sum up, the development of mobile phone technology makes life easier. Period. You don't need to say any of that. But any of this right here, you don't need to say any of this. But we should use them carefully. We spend our all time on the phone, or we don't do everything, especially humanitarian necessary. Okay, this is also a devrik cümle. Let me help you out. We spend all our time on the phone, so we don't do anything. If you have not you need anything. We don't do anything for humanity, maybe, or we don't do anything that's necessary for humanity. For instance, meeting friends with, okay, for example, meeting friends. Just erase that. We have to balance. You say we have to balance. I would say you would want to say something like, we need to be careful to not spend too much time on our mobile phone. That would be a good way to finish it. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, having a child brings to family some responsibility before their childless life. They are by themselves. They can live without thinking. They can do what they want to do. But with a child, they should be, you can say, be more careful. Okay, remember, when you have a period and a because, this because needs to be a complete thought, not just a because clause. So because a child comes to them empty mind. I don't understand that. So don't write the period and a capital B. Just go ahead and say, but with a child, they should be more careful, and just keep going. Because a child, in whatever you mean to say here, I'm not sure. Parents' behavior form their baby's mind, baby's character. So you could say parents' behavior influences their baby's character. That would be what you would want to say. Most parents, not most of. If you say most of, you could say most of the time, or most of the people. But if you have a countable noun, you could just say most parents want to be good parents, but this requires some stuff. Okay, you don't want to be so generic. You want to say this requires time, this requires energy, this requires thought, etc. Firstly, children speak a lot, especially when they are speaking for the first time. They always ask something to their parents, something from their parents. Even they ask something over and over. They repeat their questions over and over. Under these circumstances, parents should be more patient. If you have an adjective regarding the description of a noun, or sorry, when you have a noun, you need to have an adjective, particularly following a be verb. Every question, they should listen, should plus verb 1, and speak, for should plus verb 1, to them. Okay, erase this. When they grow up, they have problems with school friends. Good. They should speak, should verb 1, with parents. If their family listens to them, they will talk about everything, good or bad. There you go. Take that with them, put it over here. We will talk with them about everything. And again, here's your same thing. Don't put a period and then a capital B without making this a complete clause. So erase the period, small case B, because a child feels they care about him or her, not me. And share everything with parents. Thus, moms and dads, because you're trying to be generic, you want to say plural, moms and dads are like friends with their child. That would be a good way to say that. Actually, there's a thin line, good description, between being friends with a child and being parents. Parents shouldn't, not doesn't, parents shouldn't allow any kind of disrespectful behavior. It can show difficult, but in fact it is not. What do you mean by it? Do you mean the fact that they shouldn't allow their kids to show any kind of disrespectful behavior? You should say something like, this discipline may be difficult, but in fact it is not. Being friends with your child doesn't mean you approve all of all the things which your child does. If he or she does something which is wrong, you should speak and talk to them you should speak to them. You don't need to say speak and talk. That's the same thing. So you should speak to them. You should even punish him if speaking doesn't work. Thus you supply discipline, or thus you provide, probably would be better, discipline. But parents should be careful in these kinds of events, maybe you should say. They should firstly speak to them. If they punish them immediately, they will score. I don't know what you mean by score children. They will scare. They will scare their children. And being friends with children will not be possible. Secondly, parents' behavior. Parents' behavior is, don't say too much affected, because remember, to plus an adjective is a negative thing, and this is a positive thing. So secondly, parents' behavior affects children's character. Isn't that what you just said, though? I thought you said that up here somewhere. I can't find it. Anyway, okay. Second, parents' behavior has a great effect on children's character. For most children, their role models are their mothers and fathers. Remember, if you're talking general, don't use a singular word. You need to use general words. General words are plural words. Most children, if parents are polite, respectful, and ethical, then we can see these traits, maybe these characteristics in the child, not on the child. For gain good people to society's parents should be more careful. Okay, in order to gain good members of society, parents should be careful of their behavior. Good. I firmly believe that, which I have written above, if these are practiced in every home, the society will have much more conscientious people. All right? Again, I firmly believe that, which I have written above, if it is practiced in every home, will produce in society many more conscientious people. How about? Being parents is not easy, but they, or the parents, should notice that their children, when they come into, should pay attention to their children when they come in. Don't they already do that? Maybe some of them don't. I don't know. Anyway, they have got nothing except their family. Yes, that's true. They need their mom and dad. If they will be good parents, the results will be perfect. Well, that's not true, but okay. Lastly, parents shouldn't forget that their children will shape how they shape him or her. Okay, good. Finally, number 3. Every parent cares about their children, or every mom and dad cares about their children. When they have a baby, they control, or they check on them. Don't say control. Control is Turkish. You want to say they check on them often. Even they check on the baby's breathing in the middle of the night. When the child grows up, families are more careful, or they take more care when the child grows up. I'm not sure what you mean by this sentence. Their only purpose is their children should have the best future. Their only purpose in life is to provide their children with the best future. When they grow up, education is a big part of their life. Or when they are growing up, education is, not will be, but is, because it's a general statement. You can use a present simple. Parents are busy with finding the best primary school for their children. Good. Okay, remember, don't put a period in a capital B. Just use this because clause as the last part of this sentence. So, Parents are busy finding the best primary school for their children because the best primary school helps the children to, get into, not gain. We don't say kazanmak here. We would say to get into the best high school. Thus, children will get the university, will with these, with this quality education. Or you can maybe say the children will have more of an opportunity to get into university if they have a quality high school education. This is the plan of families for their children. Why do they work for this? Why is getting a university so important for them? First, living standards. Okay, this is not a complete sentence. You should say something about the first reason why this is important is living standards. Each family wants a better life or wants to have better life conditions for their children. They don't want their children to have a insufficient amount of money or a uncomfortable, not less comfortable, uncomfortable home. Getting a quality education brings a quality job and, of course, good money. What the parents thought that thus their children have got a quality. Okay, so just don't write this right here. This part right here, just forget about that. Thus their children have got a quality living. Thus their children have got. Okay, get rid of that part too. This part. Thus their children have got a quality living standards, because you've just said that. On the other hand, in the child's career, which not career, career, in the child's career, which comes with a good education, parents want to show their children in a good position. Okay, that doesn't make sense. You want to say something like, parents whose children, children who have a good education normally get good positions in work. Because, okay, remember the because clause, because having a good position is a part of having high quality living standards. According to parents' ideas, their children had a hard and quality education, and they deserve these providence? What is that word? I don't know. Because children had a hard and but good. Say hard and quality, these are not equal. So you want to say hard but good or hard but quality education. The parents, now then you say something about the parents. The parents believe the children deserve this outcome, maybe you want to say. Secondly, in the university, students are in a social place. Lots of friends there, not in there, just there. With activities which universities provide for students. For example, concerts, students' social clubs, trips, at conferences, etc. Say, with activities, communication skills are developed, you could say. With activities which universities provide, communication skills are developed. For example, concerts, student clubs, social clubs, trips. They can find, or they have a chance to meet qualified people at the conferences, and in the school life stages can make projects and develop. Okay, not and, but how about moreover, in the children's school life, okay, so you're going back to school life, the students can make projects and develop those projects with their teacher or qualified people who come to the conferences. People who come to the conferences. Bring out a project, producing a project, completing a project, develops a person's self-confidence. And every parent wants their child to become self-confident. Don't say to show their child. This is a Turkish way of saying something. And every parent wants their child to be self-confident. To sum up, parents want a better future for their child. Their idea is that university can provide these. So they care a lot. Too much, remember, is negative, and this is not really a negative thing. So they care a lot about the university education for their children. Okay? Hope that helps. I hope you have a if you have any other questions, send me an email. Okay, thank you.